We continue now at the top of Daf Vavam and Aleph and Mesechet Kesubos. This is Kesubos Daf 6a. The Gemara is continuing to explore the issue of Dam Mifkad Pocket or Dam Chibure Michbar. And the Gemara is discussing whether or not when a person has relations for the first time on Shabbos, is that a problem of causing a wound? And so the Gemara now continues, O halacha Rabbi Shimon, when it comes to Mekalkel, we don't know. Is the halacha like Rabbi Yehuda or is it like Rabbi Shimon? Rashi over here says, O halacha Rabbi Shimon, the Mekalkel b'chabura chayiv, meaning to say, is the halacha like Rabbi Shimon that Mekalkel, that when it's a destructive act, when it comes to a wound, you can still be chayiv, kevon de tim salomar, if we are assuming, as we just said in the previous Amud, that halacha Rabbi Yehuda b'davar shein miskavin da asr, that the halacha is like Rabbi Shimon by davar shein miskavin, that it is asr, meaning to say that if you combine the fact that Rabbi Yehuda says davar shein miskavin is asr, and the fact that Rabbi Shimon says mekalkel b'chabur is chayiv, so then it is going to be a problem. And the Gemara continues, bevei Rav Amri, in the yeshiva of Rav, they would say as follows: Rav Shari u'Shmuel Asr. They would say that Rav permits having relations for the first time on Shabbos, and Shmuel says it's Asr. And Ben Nahardoi, in the area of Nahardoi Amri, there they would say that Rav Asr or Shmuel Shari, that Rav would be the one that says it is Asr, and Shmuel says it is permitted. Rashi over here notes, Ben Nahardoi Mekomo Shel Shmuel, in the place of Shmuel. Meaning in the place of Shmuel, so Shmuel was the one that was lenient. In the place of Rav, they said Rav was the one that was lenient. Amar Rav Nachman bar Yitzchak, Rav Nachman bar Yitzchak said, V'simonech, the way to remember this is Elu Mekilan Liatzman ve'Elu Mekilan Liatzman. Each group would be lenient to themselves. So those who were in the area of Rav, they would say that Rav was the one that was Mekel on this issue. And those that were in the area of Shmuel would say that no, it was Shmuel that was the one that was Mekel on this issue. But the Gemara continues, V'Rav Shari, but is it really true? Does Rav really say it's permitted? Rashi over here says, V'Rav Shari bitmiya, it's a wonder. Al mudavar shein miskavin mutter. If you're going to say that Rav says it's permitted, essentially you're saying that davar shein miskavin is mutter spherely, that that's what Rav holds. But that's not really true. V'Yamar Rav Shimi bar Chizkiya mishmei derav. Didn't Rav Shimi bar Chizkiya say in the name of Rav, Hai mesuchariya denezaisa asr lahaduka biyom tova. Rashi over here says, mesuchariya denezaisa stimas nekev giges shamotzian hashecher derech hanekev. They would have a hole in a barrel where the beer came out, and they use like a cloth to close it up. So he said, you're not allowed to stick it in there on yonta, because what you're basically doing is you're squeezing out the liquid. That is a problem of schita. And so that's a situation of a davar shein miskavin. You're not intending to do that, and yet Rav says it's a problem. So apparently Rav says that davar shein miskavin is a problem. And the Gemara answers to that, no, ba'hu afilu Rabbi Shimon moda. Actually, in that case, even Rabbi Shimon would agree. Even though it's a davar shein miskavin, he would admit that it is a problem. The Abaye v'Rava damri tarvayu, because both Abaye and Rava say moda Rabbi Shimon b'psikrei shavalo yamas. Rabbi Shimon admits if you have something that is definitely going to happen, psikrei shavalo yamas means if you cut off the head, will it not die? There's certainly going to be death. So if you have a situation of a davar shein miskavin that is for sure going to happen, even Rabbi Shimon admits that that is a problem. But the Gemara continues, V'amar Rav Chia bar Ashi amar Rav, but didn't Rav Chia bar Ashi say in the name of Rav that halacha Rabbi Yehuda? The halacha is not actually like Rabbi Shimon anyway. The halacha is like Rabbi Yehuda. Rashi says halacha Rabbi Yehuda, Bein miskavin was strict. The halacha is like Rabbi Yehuda. Rav Chanan bar Ami amar Shmuel, and Rav Chanan bar Ami says in the name of Shmuel halacha Rabbi Shimon. That's the one that says that the halacha is like Rabbi Shimon, that we're lenient by a davar shein miskavin. But Rav Chia bar Avin masni la below Gavri, and the Gemara continues that Rav Chia bar Avin, he taught the same thing, but without other people quoting it, just straight. Rav Amar halacha Rabbi Yehuda, that Rav says the halacha is like Rabbi Yehuda, or Shmuel Amar halacha Rabbi Shimon, and Shmuel says the halacha is like Rabbi Shimon. And the Gemara here, the point is to ask, how can Rav say it's permitted if Rav holds like Rabbi Yehuda by davar shein miskavin? And the Gemara answers very simply, Liolam Rav Rabbi Yehuda Svirle. Could very well be that Rav does hold like Rabbi Yehuda by davar shein miskavin, but you can answer it according again to the various versions that we had before. According to the version that says that the blood is like contained, it's not really a wound. So mekalkel etzel pesach, the pesach that he's creating an opening over here, that she's no longer a basula, that's considered a destructive act, and that's why it's permitted even though it's a davar shein miskavin. And lahach lishna da'amar dam chibure michmer, and according to the one who says that the blood over here coming out is considered a wound, so we'll say again mekalkel b'chaburu, even though he holds like Rabbi Yehuda davar shein miskavin, it should be a problem, but here it's a destructive act in terms of the wound, and therefore it's not going to be a problem. And the Gemara continues, Meisiv Rav Chisda. Rav Chisda asks the following question, Tinokes shelo higia zmano liros v'nisis. Let's say you have a situation of a young girl, it's not yet her time, she doesn't yet see her period, and then she already gets married at that point in time. So the question is, after she has relations and she sees blood, is that going to be considered dam nida or not? So the machlokas tanoim is as follows. Beis Shammai say, Nosnin lo arba leilos. We give her 4 nights. Rashi over here says, Nosnin lo arba leilos shekol domim shatira behen. Any blood that she sees on those nights, machmas tashmish mechazkinan lehu bedam besulim. We assume that's just the dam besulim, and therefore it's not considered dam nida. We assume it's because of the act of relations. Beis Hillel say even longer, until the wound gets better. Rashi says, below dam, as long as every single time she's having relations she sees blood, we assume that it's coming because again of the wound, and it's not dam nida. And the Mishnah continues, Higia zman aliros. Let's say the time has come for her to see blood, in other words, to see the dam nida, as Rashi says, Higia zman aliros velo rasa. She hasn't yet seen any, but it is the appropriate time she should be expecting to see her period. Vinisis, and then she gets married. So Beis Shammai say, in this case, Nosnin lo laila harishon. We give her that first night, and we assume that's not dam nida. Rashi says, laila harishon afilu bilos harbe. Even if there are many acts of bia on that night, we're going to assume it's not dam nida. Beis Hillel say ad Motzoi Shabbos, until Motzoi Shabbos, meaning assuming she got married on Wednesday, so we're allowing her Wednesday night, Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday night. Arba leilos, that's a total of 4 nights, and we'll continue with this discussion in the next video on Daf Vav Amud Beis.